Hey, Maria here, back with another video. And I was thinking today, after seeing TI Central with B's video, do employers blacklist employees? And I was talking to this lovely woman earlier, and we were talking about solutions and how. So anyway, the whole thing just kind of like came into my mind and how important it is to. The only way we can really have solutions is at least to how it affects TIs when it comes to employment is we need to inform employers. And you'd be surprised how many employers who are working in positions have no idea that this sort of thing is wrong. They will take a lot of them will take instructions from previous employers or family members, such as my case, and they think that they're just following out instructions. A lot of them don't know, and some of them do know. But I would say the majority of them, you'd be surprised how many people are not aware that blacklisting is illegal. And so I would like to devote time to inform employers somehow, some way. I know my videos seem to be very sporadic, and I don't really have I'm not very consistent when it comes to making them. I'm under a lot of stress, and this issue is on my mind 24 hours a day. And I will say that it does affect my ability to do things at home. I mean, it literally drains me of energy, and it just sucks up my life force. Which is, I'm very sad to say that. But, definitely information is important. I'm being realistic here, okay? I don't believe that we're going to put it into gang stalking, as much as I would love that to happen. But I do believe that with proper procedures and adherence to the laws that are already on the books, okay? Gang stalking is illegal in every state in this country, and I believe in other areas as well. But I'm just going to speak for the United States for now, okay? I'm not sure about other countries, but I do know here in the United States we have a federal law that relates to gang stalking. I also know that blacklisting is illegal in the state of California, and TI Central with B has placed a link of all the different states of where blacklisting is illegal. Okay, and a lot of these people, even some very highly professional people who've been in business and has worked with in hiring, may have never even considered the possibility that something like this could happen. So information is really important, okay, and that will not eliminate gang stalking, but it will help TIs secure employment. Now, in my situation, and I think in a lot of TI situations, my issue originally started off with domestic stalking. But what creates the blacklisting for some people? In my situation, it was my sibling who was extremely competitive of me, and also launched a lot of wars in aggression in other people. It probably started off as a game, and then it always escalates into something terrible. But oftentimes, when people have these issues, when it doesn't necessarily relate to domestic stalking, which is another thing that a lot of employers, and I'm hoping I can talk, to people and let them know, hey, this is wrong, okay? A lot of the stuff is going on because we are in a very we live in an ignorant society, okay? And even though people are getting, college educations, we still continue to have a lot of ignorance with people here in the job. And when I'm talking about ignorance, I'm not saying, well, they're just dumb and stupid, okay? A lot of people make the mistake of learning information in school and not really knowing how to apply the knowledge. They're just kind of, going through the motions just to get it done because they want that degree, so they think that it's going to help them. A lot of employers never even considered the possibility, especially a lot of the people in this generation, I would say people in their 20s and so on, think that, there's only one way of learning. So we think that, hiring somebody with a 4-year degree, they're going to know everything. There needs to be some sort of reformation when it comes to workplace practices, and we need to have some sort of new awareness movement which I am all for. I'd be the head of this movement to inform employers about this, because they need to start reevaluating the skills that people have, and that's one thing. They also need to understand laws. They need to review the laws. And I know that oftentimes when you're working in these positions, you do get periodic training, like if they make an amendment to a certain law or whatever, like FMLA or things that relate to disability or medical care or whatever. You get additional training on these, or pamphlets or something, so But this is an issue. Gang stalking is huge, especially right now. I mean, it is affecting a lot of people. And like I said, this is the new Holocaust. And there are a lot of companies who are participating in this Holocaust, and they're not even aware of it. They're not even aware of it. And this is what we need to do. We need to inform employers of this so that it can stop. And I do know that blacklisting does exist. I have been blacklisted. There are different forms of blacklisting. Some people get blacklisted completely, where they can't even get a job at McDonald's, even if they were like an engineer or something, okay? And some people get partially blacklisted. They may have stay in their same field, but they're having to work jobs that are lower than what they're actually qualified for. This is very, very common, and it is a form of retaliation by the employer. I highly doubt it is for the better, because it seems like it's a form of a retaliation, okay? And it is illegal, okay? It's because it interferes with the rights, human rights, okay? And there's several laws that outline all the reasons why you can't. And most of the time, when people are trying to limit you from your positions or your previous career path, it reduces your ability to take care of yourself. So it is a form of retaliation. In my case, and I'm sure in many TI's cases, like, I'm innocent. I keep telling everybody I'm innocent because I'm so proud of it. I just want to keep ramming that up people's ass because it's true and it feels good to say it. But a lot of times egos get out of control. In my case with the farmer, and I'm assuming with my sister, those two put their knuckleheads together, and they got irritated because I was slowly but surely kind of catching on to them, through all this, it took a long time, but I'm telling you. But anyway, it seems like the more I was proving myself, the more the targeting intensified. So it's a constant, it's a freak game, really, is what it is. But for the people who, like some of the agencies that, I called up and tried to get help, placing me for jobs, they were blacklisting me, and they probably thought that they were doing the right thing. They probably thought, well, this comes from the employer, so therefore, or it comes from the family member of whatever, of her. So, obviously, this must be right. A lot of people need to know about domestic stalking. They need to know about how employers, that this is illegal, and they need to know how to deal with those phone calls or those emails and stuff. And I was looking, I believe it was the state of Alabama that was talking about, how the information could actually be transmitted or received by the other participants in blacklisting. So, like, for example, I think they were saying something about verbal, written, or whatever. In that case, the evidence is all over the computers of people who held jobs, who received emails about blacklisting Maria, so on and so forth. So, it's highly unethical. Now, maybe, it is illegal in the state of California, but I wasn't really reading whether in California, if about how it's transmitted. I don't even think it really matters here in California. Blacklisting is blacklisting. But there's evidence of it, okay? There's evidence of it everywhere. So, anyway, yeah, it is illegal to blacklist. It's illegal to gang stalk. Workplace mobbing, they're trying to make it illegal. I know they're trying to work on certain laws and stuff relating to, having more of a healthy workplace. But a lot of times, if you really listen, because some people who don't fall into a protected class, if they really listen to some of the stupid things that people are saying, they could come up with something that would prove that it does fall into that category, because people use all kinds of little manipulative insults and tactics to try to get under your skin. It's kind of funny, but I really think that the only way we can get some sort of solution to this is informing employers. And there needs to be like seminars on this. There needs to be like public speakers talking, not just here in the workplace, but also like on college campuses. Neighborhoods need to talk about it. They need to talk about and be warned. Hey, if anybody starts asking about me, they need to form like pacts to where this is a very serious issue. And when people minimize it, I'm just like shocked. I'm shocked that somebody can minimize it, because basically what they're doing is they are cutting off your means of survival. Okay? And then they're turning around and making the community hate you. That is a combination or formula that is meant to kill somebody. And so that message needs to be related to employers. It needs to, and they need to understand it. And also, college students need to understand it. Children need to understand it, because they might encounter somebody who is a perp who's trying to lure them into the program. And I know people say things like, well, I would never turn against somebody, or something they get offered. Some people get offered money to be like perps. I mean, I've heard of that issue too. That's why there needs to be information about it, because people need to understand that it is flat out illegal. Okay? It's illegal and it's wrong, and they need to make a decision to not participate in it, and there is no exception for it. As a matter of fact, I think that this should be a part of the new hiring process for managers, and I also think that it should be in the in employee handbooks, and it should also be like the new hire packets, and a form of orientation. People need to talk about this. They need to talk about, so there's so much information that needs to be communicated to employers, and I'm willing to be a part of that. We do need to form groups. We need to form organizations so that we can talk and share this information, everywhere. And I think that might help. It will help tremendously, because a lot of TIs who aren't as lucky, some are in very bad situations, and nobody deserves to be in this situation. Nobody does. There's no reason for it, and there's no excuse. So, and then also, I can cover so much information. I have so much to offer when it comes to, and I'm sure you do as well, to offer people, employers, when it comes to educating people on this issue. When it comes to educating anybody on this issue, I have a lot of experience in it. I keep looking back. I've been being mobbed out of jobs for a very long time, even before the farmer, even before that woman, in the Los Angeles area. My sister ruined my life. My childhood was a nightmare, okay? But I will say that I still have really good memories of childhood, because, I really knew how to entertain myself, and I was very imaginative, and, the music was great, and I used to love playing in the sun and the garden and all that stuff. So, I can't say my childhood sucked completely, but, as far as the social aspect of it, oh yeah, she totally ruined that. So, I really want to put a plan in place and focus on information and knowledge, and see, how do we get the information out there. I do like the idea of passing out flyers. I do like that. I do like the idea of some people going door to door, and I know soliciting is not comfortable, okay? It's not like, but, or even just passing out things on the street, or talking to people. That seems kind of bold, right? But people need to start talking about this so it doesn't happen to them on the job. They don't need to be in this position. They don't need to be broke. They don't need to suffer anymore. You know, they don't have to, you know, not have work and then have to worry about, you know, their income, losing, you know, the ability to take care of themselves. Okay, right now I have bills I can't pay. I still owe the Internal Revenue Service, okay, all because I've been reduced to having a job that's paying me less than what I've made before. That's not right. It's not fair, okay, and I'm grateful because, like I said, you know, so many other people are blacklisted completely, okay? Or some of them are living on the street. And I'm very grateful that I have a roof over my head. I'm very grateful for that. I'm not being ungrateful by any means, okay? But these people were out to destroy me, and I don't ever want to see anybody have to suffer through this again. It is a very slow, torturous program, and it messes up your mind. It messes you up, and it affects you on a daily basis. I mean, I can't tell you I never get any rest from it. And I don't mind sharing my experiences. I would love to share my experiences. I think it's new information that people need to consider, and I think it's these laws are wonderfully written. They're just poorly enforced, and I think that that's what we need to do, and we need to bring them up, start talking about them again, get the whole people talking, because, you know, today might be a great day for you. You might be, you know, coming home with your great paycheck, and you might be in a great social position with everybody, right? But you'd be surprised how easy it can happen, or how easy people can turn on you for no reason, okay? You might buy a new car, okay, and maybe your friend's going through a financial crisis at the moment, and just because you have something that she doesn't, she could very well be jealous of you to make you lose your job, or something along those lines, okay? I'm telling you, the way things are, it is very easy for anybody to call up an employer and manipulate your life. Okay, this stuff needs to stop, and the only way we can do it is by informing employers and informing other people to make sure that they're protected, so they don't give up their families in this program or whatever. So anyway, gonna wrap up this video. I'm sitting here in the dark. I didn't really want to put a whole lot of effort into this. I'm very tired. I'm gonna wrap this up, and I hope you all have a wonderful evening. Bye-bye.